Hey guys, it's Keith. Welcome back to another video. This one is on the Sound Ordnance subwoofer. It's the 8-inch, and we're going to find out if this sub lives up to the reviews and is it possibly the answer to your question of the best sub on a budget. I will put a link in the description. This is actually an item by Crutchfield. Even though you can get it from Crutchfield or Amazon, it comes with a 3-year warranty backed by Crutchfield. That's pretty cool. And I wanted something that wasn't going to take up my entire trunk and that I wouldn't need a separate amp for, since there is already 1 amp installed in the back for the rest of my stereo. So this one was small and seemed like it would fit the bill. And speaking of fit, I got a box that was about the same size as the sub, so I could kind of preview it and see how much space it would take up in my trunk. The sub's about 15 by 14 inches in a cube, and that's what this box represents with the tape. And it fit really nicely and didn't take up a lot of space, so I knew I was ready to make a purchase. So the next step is I just wait for it to arrive, and hopefully by the end of this week there will be a nice new subwoofer sitting on my doorstep. Alright, the day is here. It did get here on time. They actually got it here a day earlier than what I thought. UPS just delivered it. Ta-da! There it is. Man, I am so excited I can hardly see straight. I really hope this sub is the addition I've been waiting for. So I've got the unit installed, pretty straightforward. I will gradually bring up the light so you can see the difference between daytime and nighttime. Notice there is lights inside the sub that comes with it. Pretty cool. You can shut those off if you want. I've also got some anti-skid rubber underneath, and I left the wires a little long so that I can pull this out and demo it for you. But the anti-skid rubber really comes in handy and really keeps this thing in one place while I'm driving around. Remember, this amp is included in the sub, so what you're really seeing is the control panel for the amp, and it has a level control. I keep mine about 75%. The phase control has a frequency cutoff, which of course is your crossover, and then high level inputs. It has an inline fuse and a little on-off switch. That is for the LED lights, so you can turn off the lights. And then there's 3 screws on the bottom there for your power. The preferred way is to use the RCA connections. This is if your car stereo has a dedicated sub preamp out, and this will enable you to control the volume of the sub separately right from your car deck. If not, you're going to have to use the black and red high level inputs. And if you are going to use the RCA connections, it's a good idea to have a stereo that has at least 4 volts of power coming through the preamp sub out. It'll just give you better performance. And if you're interested in more details about why that's important, check out my Alpine review that I'll leave linked at the end of this video. So it's time to test this thing out, and I'm going to show you visually how the sub and the bass vibrates my mirror, as well as some audio clips I've recorded with a good mic. And in order to hear the bass, you're going to need larger computer speakers or studio monitors, something with a larger woofer, or you can use larger headphones, not earbuds, but something with the over-the-ear, larger can type headphones, and that should enable you to hear some of the bass. Hey look, the sub's even making the neighbor's bush shake. Isn't this thing awesome? I tried to tell you. Just kidding. Try to get a little better angle coming up. I'm also going to turn the volume up to about 15. The stereo goes up to 35 max. As you probably know, you need a good subwoofer bass to make a mirror move like this. Next one's going to be at 20. This is louder than I would normally comfortably listen to in my car. If it was any louder than this, it would probably be uncomfortable for me. But I just want to let you know the bass is still crystal clear, loud and booming in the car. It's not distorting at all, even though it might be coming through the mic and through YouTube a little distorted. It's Coming up next is a hip-hop song with good bass. You should be able to hear it hit pretty good, especially if you've got the larger headphones and you gently kind of press them into your ears. We are listening to a CD, but this is being reproduced. You're hearing my car stereo and the sub is what you're hearing. So let's get to it. That's on 15. Next one's on 19. I'm turning it down to 10 now so it doesn't distort the mic. Alright, so that may, depending on your computer speakers, have sounded a little bit distorted, but I will tell you it was crystal clear, loud, and no distortion in the car. And you can get a little bit of a taste of that with the larger headphones. So in kind of wrapping this up, this is a really good unit that has exceeded what I thought it would do. If you're looking for something to really round out your stereo and add some deep bass without a lot of complications, this is absolutely more than worth the money. What it is not is it's not going to sound like a $500 sub and amp. It is not going to be heard from 2 blocks away. You are not going to win any contests with this, but I've had subs before, the larger ones, and I can say I'm very impressed with this for the money. If you're going from no sub to this, it is very impressive. It is a big difference, okay? It does thump a little bit, especially with hip hop and rap and any songs that have deep bass. It's going to come through nice once you've got it set up properly. But it is not going to rival a 12-inch sub or 2 10s with big amps. That's not what this is. Okay, this is a budget sub that gets the job done, and I think it's going to satisfy 9 out of 10 people. So just to give you an example, while I was filming this, my son came out and came in the garage from the other end of the house. I had the garage door shut, the inside door, and he's like, "Hey, can you turn the stereo down?" So he was able to hear it from the other end of the house. And so it definitely works. So that's going to wrap this one up. This sub is well worth the money. I will leave a link for the sub down in the video description. Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and let me know what you're using. Do you have a sub? Will this be your first sub? Tell me about it in comments, and I'll see you in the next video.